Motivation, yes. That thing that drives you and me and hopefully drives your students. It's what moves us forward. It's finding motivation to do stuff. What do you do when your students aren't motivated? What do you do when your students don't seem to care about learning or doing their work or school? What do you do? That's what I'm talking about in today's teaching tip video. So I'm gonna break it down for you, what I do. And we're gonna start with ground zero, basically. So let's assume that you have a student that doesn't have any motivation. They don't seem to care about their work, school, or succeeding in any way. So how can you get that child to perform? Start with external motivators. So, for example, you wouldn't do your job for free. You wouldn't go into your work every day and not get paid. You expect a paycheck, right? So, giving that student that doesn't seem to care, doesn't yet have that love for learning, give them something. If you do your work, if you do this or you participate, then you'll get this. Now, I'm not meaning every time they do something you give them something. I'm saying have the ability for students to have something to work towards, whether it's a sticker at the end of the day. Maybe it's even a stamp on their paper. Maybe it's a sticker on the paper. Maybe it's whatever your incentive system is, but it's those external things. We can get students to do things by, oh, well, if you do your work today, if you do all your work today, you'll get this at the end of the day. That's something that I dealt with at the beginning of the school year. I had a lot of young students that didn't go to preschool. It's clear that they hadn't been asked to do a lot that they didn't want to do at home. At the beginning of the year, I put a piece of paper in front of them, a worksheet. No, I'm not gonna do it. That kind of attitude. And so it took a while, but I had to put systems in place. Like at the end of the day, we have playtime. And in order to go to playtime, you actually have to do all of your work. And so slowly over time, they started to see, well, I want this, so I have to do what I gotta do so that I can get what I want, whether that's playtime or that sticker or that Skittle, whatever that is. So that is starting externally. But then over time, once that student just gets in the routine of doing things and they get used to doing their work, they'll start to enjoy it more. And then you can start working on those internal motivators, and you can slowly wean them off of the external. The internal motivator of, okay, right now you're reading a level B book for guided reading. By the end of the year, you need to read a D book. And starting to like have them challenge themselves or challenge them and get them internally motivated. Like, I want to read that D book, or who can be in the hundreds club, who can count to 100 by themselves. Start putting their data in the classroom or share it with them, and they'll want to do better. We've got sight words. We have to know 100 sight words. I show them their checklist, and they love being able to check off one of the sight words that they know. It's sharing that data with them and challenging them. That's the next step after you've got them on board, after they're drinking the Kool-Aid, if you will, and after they're getting used to, this is just what we do at school. We're here to learn. And once they start to see that, you give them those external motivators to them. You give those prizes, those treats, that recess time, whatever, to those students. They're doing this so that one day you can go to college. You're doing this to get that goal that you want. Start connecting it to real world things. I have a student who wants to be a doctor. Well, you gotta go to college to be a doctor, and you gotta learn how to read. You're in luck because I'm gonna teach you. So starting connecting those things to what they want to be when they grow up, and just internally motivating them comes after they've reached that point of, okay, now I'm used to it. So to recap, start with external motivators and slowly wean them off of those things as they can start to get used to working and going with the flow, if you will. So I got this question actually on a YouTube comment on another video, which is where I get a lot of my ideas for my videos. So if you have any other questions that you want me to answer here on YouTube, go ahead and drop it down in the comments below. Also, how do you motivate your students? What are some of the external and internal motivators that you use? Share them with the teachers so they can see what you do as well. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Make it a great day, teachers. See you next time.